Here's a recent purchase, replica of an 1860 Colt Army 44 caliber. This one made in 2019 by Uberti. Has an 8-inch barrel with a 1 in 16 twist rate. Recommended loads with a 4.54 round ball would be 22 to 30 grains black powder, 19 to 25 grains with a conical. We're going to get this thing to shooting and see how it'll group with our barrel. It's going to be a 1 in, I believe, a 1 in 16 twist. Kind of excited about shooting that with some either conicals and or round balls. So we'll get this thing loaded up and see what it can do. A couple of choices as to what to shoot here. Left, we've got a 4.51 Lee cast round ball, and right, it's a 200 grain Lee conical. So we're in the process of figuring out that, along with what powder charge we're going to use on it. If the round ball is a little small, we'll go up to a 4.54 if we don't feel it shaves enough lead. We got a system here that I think that'll give us quite a way to randomly determine which to shoot first. We'll use this wheel of misfortune that we got here. Well, 4, what we're going to call that even. So for powder, we're going to use our FFF Goex, and the amount of it, we're going to try a 20 grain measure. 38 case seems to give me somewhere in that area. And we're not sure what the best load here would be, but we've seen or heard that 25, 26 grains behind a 250 grain slug works out okay, and that was kind of a arsenal load according to the sources that we listened to. And we're thinking we want to down that some. It's only a 200 grain slug, and we're only using 20 grains of our number FFF black powder. Now we're not doing anything fancy as far as lubing these things up, because we're going to put the lube on the end of the cylinders. So we just kind of start these in. They seem to start in nice. And once we get those on there, we're going to switch over to our, I guess I'll call it our bullet seating tool, or whatever we might name we're going to have for it. Push these down. And the reason we load these this way rather than in the cylinder, I guess, is just that it's faster, and I have the setup here to do it. So those are going down in about where I want to see them. I could probably get another, maybe as much as, well, I wouldn't want to go too much more. 4 or 5 grains, probably about maximum. Get that 24, 25 grain load. Now once those are seated, then we seated down there, we can get some of the lube going on here. Once we finish up with this, then we're going to put her back in the cylinder and put the caps on it. Had some issues shooting the first cylinder. Didn't clean the nipples as they arrived. Probably contained oil or grease, and we should have dry fired some caps on the nipples before loading. I like to place my aiming square in the center of the paper to help with my eyesight and shooting. And as most 1860s shoot high, especially with conicals, I placed a second sheet above where the group would probably be formed. Turns out the first shot went between the papers, second shot was high, third shot in the same general area as the first. I had to recap the cylinder and began again with the fourth shot. So I went down and checked, and sure enough, the first shot did go in that crack where number 3 went. Well, hopefully these will go off. Recap those 3 cylinders. Alright. good. 2, 1 left. You know, we're not sitting on too bad a little grouping there. Alrighty, on the second string now, we're thinking these should go off a little better because the last string kind of cleared things out as far as nipples go. Hoping we get halfway as good a string out of this. Well, I'd say that one's a bit high. They're all shooting high. They're shooting to the right. Surprising, the sight picture is pretty decent on this. Now and then a cap gets where you don't want it and hard to force the cylinder into position to lock up. That was 6. Alright, so here's the second string that we fired with that Uberti made copy of an 1860 Army 1 16 twist, shooting 20 grains of 3F coax, 200 grain Lee conical, about a 7/8 inch group at 21 yards, and we're really happy about that and think that the gun can no doubt outshoot us and maybe a lot of other shooters too, so we're happy to see it turning in this kind of a result.